Good morning, television family. Good to see you again. We're back at it. We're going to work pretty hard today. I mean, why not? It's almost the weekend. Might as well do one show this week where we actually lean forward and try a little bit. Thursday, the 6th day of February, 2025. I am Dan Coots. High overcast at 19 degrees today. Going to see some sunshine, but it's going to be cold. These below normal temperatures will continue right through the forecast period. It's going to get really cold next week. Our normal afternoon high is 38. We're not going to get anywhere near that for the foreseeable future. We're in for some chilly weather. There's a big low pressure ridge right off the coast of the Gulf of Alaska, spinning around there counterclockwise. That's what low pressure does, and it's taking all that cold Alaskan air and shooting it right down our area, which is why it's been so windy in Omak lately. They're dealing with it again today. They got 20-mile-an-hour winds, and it's only 14 degrees in Omak. You'd be glad you're not dealing with that. Your chilly weather forecast is coming up. News is coming up. Sports, Wenatchee Wild in Brandon last night didn't do too well. 5-2 was the final. Brandon scored 3 goals in the first period, and were never really challenged. Kraken didn't play. We'll have some college and women's and men's college basketball scores, however, coming your way. Everything else that we normally do, it's Thursday. Pause for pets. Charmalee the dog needs a home, a permanent home. We'll visit with our friends at the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. And 2 more candidates for the Washington State Apple Blossom Festival Royal Court. The top 10 candidates will gather on stage at the America Performing Arts Center on Saturday night. By the end of the night, we will have a queen and 2 princesses. Today, you will get to meet Jenna Daly and Mia Tostado, who sat down with their very own Eric Granstrom. Those great interviews coming your way in the back half of the program. No slides to show for you today. The weather right now is kind of quiet. And it's going to stay quiet. No real snow in the forecast. We're in a very stable, benign period. The big story is going to be the cold. It's not going to be real warm. From the National Weather Service, it looks something like this. We're going to see some sun breaks today. We'll call it partly sunny, partly cloudy, partly sunny, depending on whether you're an optimist or a pessimist. High of only 28. That's 10 degrees below normal. For the record, we hit 25 on Wednesday, but we didn't have a lot of radiant sunshine either. Cloudy skies return tonight, 15 for the overnight low. Sunshine pretty much all day Friday. Some high clouds and some early morning fog. And then it's gone. Johnson is out of here. 33 for the afternoon high. That pattern continues on Saturday under partly sunny skies, a high of 33. Sunday, partly sunny skies and a high of 33. Sunshine for the most part Monday, high of 28. Now we get real cold. Only 26 for the high on Tuesday. The overnight low Tuesday night in the single digits, and it looks like Thursday and Friday. You don't see it graphically. It's a little too far out in the distance, but if the computer models are in agreement, right now they are, we're in for a long period of pretty cold weather. I mean, really cold weather starting Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We could even see some of the overnight lows getting close to 0 in some of our viewing locations next week. So it is definitely feeling February-ish because it's February. Makes perfect sense. We're going to take a quick break. You can grab a cup of coffee and come right back, and we'll give you the news. You're watching the Thursday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
There's no place like home, because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories, and we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
Central Washington Water is your solution for problem water. Whether you're on a well or municipal water, they can design a clean water system custom to you. Soft water eliminates water spots and scaling on fixtures. It protects appliances from hard water damage, saving you money. Soft water reduces soap usage that causes skin irritation and is a healthier choice to drink. Call for a free in-home consultation or stop by the store to have your water tested. Central Washington Water, your best water solution for home, pool, and spa.
The family at the Epladolin want to help your loved one feel at ease in their new home environment. Epladolin offers beautiful one-bedroom and studio apartments. Residents enjoy 3 delicious home-style meals a day, laundry service, housekeeping service, and encouragement to make themselves cozy in their new home. Epladolin welcomes your family to come and visit their family. Epladolin, independent and assisted living. They make the complicated easy for you. Call today for a tour.
Let Mary Maid's custom cleaning experts help you clean up your to-do list. Between work, kids, and pets, it's hard to find time to keep up. Let Mary Maids of Wenatchee help. Mary Maid's cleaning experts can help keep your home or business fresh, neat, and exactly how you'd clean it, if only you had the time. Call now for a free estimate, 509-663-1710. Serving Chelan and Douglas counties, Mary Maids, let us help.
High clouds, 19 degrees here in the Wenatchee Valley. We'll be up to about 28 for the afternoon high. Clouds and sun playing a little tug of war, then quite a bit of sunshine all the way into the middle part of next week, but a gradual cooling trend. It's going to be downright cold by this time next week. It's 6 minutes after the hour. A cabinet-level director has submitted his resignation at Wenatchee Valley College. The college confirmed this week to us that Joe Eubanks, the former director of Climate, Culture, Diversity, and Belonging, notified the college of his resignation on January 30th. That resignation was effective immediately. Last fall, while investigating claims of racial and gender-based harassment at the college, NCWLIFE learned that Eubanks had a previous conviction for domestic violence. At the time, Eubanks was serving as the college's Title IX coordinator, whose job it is to evaluate concerns related to sexual harassment and sexual assault. Eubanks was hired to President Famous Harrison's cabinet in 2023. The college said interim Human Resources Director Lisa Turner took over the role of Title IX coordinator in the fall. Our findings were detailed in the special report that you can watch by going to our website. Campus Crisis, Wenatchee Valley College did not specify if Eubanks' resignation was related to that report. A Royal City man is facing more than 15 years in prison for a 2023 armed assault. 69-year-old Marcario Mendez Tovar. He pled guilty last week to first-degree assault and second-degree assault with a firearm. Tovar admitted to shooting 2 people while he was intoxicated in December of 2023 during an argument in the 17,000 block of Road 10 Southwest near Royal City. Both victims survived the attack. Grant County prosecutors say they're going to recommend a prison sentence of 183 months, as well as 4.5 years of community supervision. After his release, Tovar is due to be sentenced on March 24th. The Cascade School District has successfully refinanced its outstanding 2015 municipal bonds. The district said it completed a public sale of $16,435,000 worth of bonds on February 4th. The district said the refinancing will reduce its debt and save taxpayers over $1.5 million over the next 10 years. According to the news release from the school district, the interest rates averaged 3.15% on the new bonds compared to 4.68% on the refinanced debt. Superintendent Tracy Adu said in the release that the savings will offset future tax collections, which will reduce overall tax burdens to district residents. A Pioneer Middle School teacher is being recognized by the Association of Washington Student Leaders, the AWSL, for her impact on students. Dawn Wood, who leads the student-associated student body at Pioneer, was named the Northeast Region's 2024 Middle Level Advisor of the Year. AWSL is a statewide nonprofit that aims to empower and train students to lead. According to a news release, Wood's commitment to student leadership has extended beyond Pioneer and across the state due to her involvement in AWSL programs. The release says she has been instrumental in teaching students to find their leadership style and has helped develop teachers to enhance student activities and programs throughout our state. And Senator Patty Murray says despite court orders to let the money flow, the Trump administration's effort to freeze federal grant programs is still choking projects in our state. In a Zoom call yesterday with reporters, Murray and other officials, including Washington's Ecology Director Casey Sixkiller, said the confusion and the slowdown of grant money flowing to states has affected transportation, climate, and public health projects.
Many people are still calling us and saying the portals are not yet open, the funds are not yet flowing. And I will just say globally, even if they were trying to do this in the right way and turn it back on, you can't just turn off funding and then say, oh, now here it comes. So they've created chaos alone that is causing a lot of problems.
As of last night, the funding had not started to flow to us under the Bipartisan Infrastructure Law and Inflation Reduction Act from EPA, despite a temporary restraining order issued by a federal court. That might be changing now as we're on the phone, as we continue to hit refresh on the various portals. But to the senator's point, we hope that money will continue to flow. But the uncertainty about if, when, for how long has a significant impact on our ability to carry out our mission and to support the work that's going on the ground. And, I heard even from staff yesterday about getting mixed messages from the different programs they're working in and grant programs they're utilizing from EPA about whether they can continue their work or not. So, this is going to be an ongoing thing for our agency and on every other agency at the state level that depends on federal funding. And I would just add, at the state of Washington, it's $27 billion annually that we get from the federal government to support everything from Medicaid and all the other programs that Senator Murray mentioned. So this is a significant disruption in service and a significant threat to families across our state.
And now you know what the heck is going on around here. And if you are continuing to be interested in knowing what the heck is going on around here, we could call the news What's Going On Around Here. We choose not to do that. Instead, we'll call it the NCWLIFE Evening News, with Grant Olson in the anchor chair and Eric Granstrom handling sports, and they both do it well. The news comes your way at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock tonight, 5, 6, and 10, right here on this very television station. If that doesn't work, or you're unplugged, or you just use the internet to consume your news or your video, we got you covered there right around 5 o'clock, Monday through Friday. You can find our news by going to our homepage, ncwlife.com, go to our YouTube page, go to our Facebook page. We're there. We try to make it as easy as possible for you to consume the news. And if you think something out there warrants our attention, you send us an email. Please, we'd love to hear from you. Our email address is news@ncwlife.com. Sports, the obscure holiday. Today in history, some celebrity birthdays, an opinion from my Mad Dog McNaughty, Pause for Pets, and 2 more Apple Blossom Festival Top 10 candidates. It's a busy Thursday. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
Hi, I'm Amanda Walden with A. Walden Insurance Group. Medicare can be overwhelming, but you don't have to figure it out alone. I've been helping people understand their Medicare options for over a decade. Medicare isn't a one-size-fits-all. I'll help you understand your coverage options so you can feel confident in your decisions. Let's find the right Medicare plan for you. Call me today or come and see me at my office located on South Chelan Avenue in Wenatchee between the YMCA and the Social Security office. I look forward to meeting you soon.
Caught in a conflict? Family? Workplace? Neighbor? Business? Housing disputes? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us to learn more.
Her Royal Highness, Queen Ella Stimo!
Join NCWLIFE channel for live coverage of the Apple Blossom Festival Royalty Selection Pageant on Saturday, February 8th. Coverage is brought to you in part by our Platinum supporter, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. Also by Harvest Valley Pest Control, Merry Maids, Together for Youth, and the Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center. Join us for live coverage of the Apple Blossom Festival Royalty Selection Pageant on your local TV station, the NCWLIFE channel.
Make your home your winter escape with Boswell's. Right now, save 10% on all qualifying recliners and ottomans, sofas, and home office chairs. Or save $400 on any motorized stressless power recliner. Plus, save $200 on 4 stressless dining chairs designed to follow your body's every movement. Shop Boswell's, 2915 Easy Street in Wenatchee.
Sports at quarter after the hour. The Wenatchee Wild surrendered 3 first-period goals, and they lost their top scorer to a game misconduct penalty. and that led to a 5-2 loss at Brandon last night. Sean Rios, who scored a hat trick the night before against Moose Jaw, sent to the showers at the 18-minute mark of the second period for checking to the head. Ty Spencer scored a shorthanded goal. Zane Saab tallied a goal late in the contest, but by that it was a little too late. Wenatchee's road trip continues Friday. The Wild travel to Regina for their only matchup of the year against the Pats. The opening puck drop tomorrow night is set for 5 p.m. Professional hockey, the Toronto Maple Leafs visit the Seattle Kraken tonight. Toronto was coming off a 6-3 victory over Calgary. Of course, Seattle lost on Tuesday 5-4 to Detroit. Seattle is 13-13-4 at home. They are 23-28-4 overall. And the Kraken are 4-10-1 when they commit more penalties than their opponent. Toronto is 32-19-2 overall. They are 13-8-2 in road games. The Maple Leafs have gone 11-2-2 in games decided by just 1 goal. Men's college basketball last night, the Washington Husky men let a 10-point halftime lead slip away. Nebraska outscores the Dogs 49-25 in the second half, and they beat Washington 86-72 last night in Seattle. With the loss, the Huskies fall to last place in the Big Ten. Women's college basketball, Hannah Steins scored a career-high 28 points in Washington's 82-71 win last night over Penn State. That was on the road. But number 9 TCU struggled. It was a sloppy game, and they lost to Kansas State 59-50. Haley Van Lith had 11 points for TCU, which has lost 2 of their last 4 games. So that's what happened. Here's what's happening. Men's college basketball tonight, Loyola Marymount travels to Gonzaga to take on the Bulldogs in the Kennel, 6 o'clock on ESPN+. And on ESPN2, you can watch Oregon State host Washington State men. That is at 8 o'clock. Women's college basketball, just 1 game on tap. Washington State will be at St. Mary's at 6:30. That will be on ESPN+. Light schedule in prep basketball today. It usually is on a Thursday. Liberty Bell will be at Lake Roosevelt at 6 o'clock. Same tip-off for the Tenaska girls welcoming Manson. And Moses Lake Christian will be at Easton at 6 o'clock. And the boys prep basketball schedule, Brewster at Liberty Bell at 6 o'clock. Cascade Christian Academy will be at Pateros at 6 o'clock. 7:30 tip-off for the second half of the Tenaska Manson doubleheader. And those are just some of the games that people are playing. 17 minutes after the hour. Happy National Lame Duck Day. It's ironic because Congress has passed a lot of significant legislation after the November elections, but before a new Congress is seated in January. I don't even know where the term lame duck comes from. National Frozen Yogurt Day. It's Optimist Day. So always look on the bright side of life, but we're not doing any of those. Today is Chopstick Day, National Chopsticks Day today. It's the oldest of all the table utensils. Chopsticks invented about 1200 BC. That's about the same time that people started to cut food into smaller pieces so you could cook it faster and more efficiently, but then they had to figure out how you're supposed to eat it. There go, chopsticks are born. Chopsticks have specific etiquette. Take a look, things that you need to do or not do with chopsticks. Chopstick etiquette dictates that you never rub the chopsticks together. I don't know why. You never use your chopsticks to point at people. You're not supposed to suck on your chopstick or chew on your chopstick. It's impolite to use them to play the drums. Ooh, Karate Kid. Pass food to one another with a pair of chopsticks. You're not supposed to stab your food with a chopstick. It's also considered unlucky to leave the chopsticks crossed on the bowl or the table. The proper way to put the chopstick down is to place them parallel to each other, side by side, next to a plate or bowl. I used to be really good with chopsticks. We had a Japanese exchange student who lived with us when I was like in junior high. And then we had Yukio Kobayashi, who lived with us for quite some time back in the late 70s. He taught me how to use chopsticks. And now I don't know how to use chopsticks. I'm going to stick with the good old-fashioned spoon and fork, 19 minutes after the hour. Today in history, guess that flag. It's a state that joined the Union. It's actually not a state. Excuse me. They call themselves a Commonwealth. Well, the 4 Commonwealths are Kentucky, Virginia, Pennsylvania. It's none of those. Nope. Happy birthday to Massachusetts. 237 years ago today, Massachusetts ratified the Constitution, excuse me, and joined the country as our 6th state. It is, of course, a Commonwealth. It's known as the Bay State. Massachusetts is first in a lot of pretty important categories. Massachusetts is first among states with residents holding a bachelor's or advanced degree. They're number one in overall education, both public and private. Massachusetts is number one in per capita income, number one in household income, number one in individual income. It's also the most expensive state to live in. And if you need a doctor, if you're sick and you need a doctor, live in Massachusetts. There are 436 doctors per 100,000 residents. That's the most doctors per residence in the nation. That's pretty good. Well, of course, they do have a lot of, institutions of higher learning. Happy 237th birthday to Massachusetts. February 6, 1899, 126 years ago today, the Spanish-American War comes to an end with the ratification of the Treaty of Paris. It is ratified by the United States Senate to make it official. It was a close vote, but they ratified the treaty. And so the war between the United States and Spain is over. What did we get? We got Guam. We still have it. We got Puerto Rico, still have that. And we got the Philippines. We don't have that anymore. What did Spain get? Spain got 20 million bucks. They lost the war, they got 20 million bucks, and they gave up some real estate. And the Spanish-American War is a done deal 126 years ago today. February 6, 1952. 73 years ago today, the sudden death of King George VI. He wasn't that old. In fact, Queen Elizabeth, princess at the time, was on vacation. She was in Kenya on vacation. All of a sudden, her dad died 73 years ago today, and so Elizabeth II becomes the Queen of the United Kingdom and other realms and territories, head of the Commonwealth, because her dad, George VI, died. Of course, George VI got the job because his older brother quit. Elizabeth II becomes queen, and she would reign for almost 71 years. Pretty impressive. Super Bowls, we got a couple of them that were played on February 6th. Super Bowl XXXIX, that would be Super Bowl 39. The Patriots beat the Eagles 24-21 in Jacksonville on the state in 2005, so it was 20 years ago today. Jacksonville won the bid. They have never hosted a Super Bowl since because they did not have enough hotel rooms to meet the NFL's demands, so the city of Jacksonville docked several cruise ships on the St. Johns River so they could have enough hotel rooms. Due to injuries at their tight end spot, the Eagles were forced to sign Jeff Thomason to a one-game contract to play tight end for the Eagles because they didn't have any. So he got to play in the Super Bowl on a one-game contract, Jeff Thomason did. He was a construction worker at the time, but he kept in shape. Can you imagine that? You're working on a house, you get a call from Jacksonville. Hey, you get a call from Philadelphia. Can you go to Jacksonville? You're playing tight end in the Super Bowl. Each member of the Patriots, excuse me, each member of the Patriots got $68,000 for winning the Super Bowl. But when you adjust that for inflation, the Patriots actually got less than the $15,000 that were paid to the members of the Green Bay Packers for winning Super Bowl I. You can do better than that, NFL. And this was the first Super Bowl after the infamous Justin Timberlake, Janet Jackson halftime incident, so they decided to play it safe with the halftime entertainment. The following year, the halftime show, Paul McCartney. And Super Bowl XLV. By the way, Super Bowl is a registered trademark of the National Football League, all rights reserved. 14 years ago today, the Green Bay Packers defeat the Pittsburgh Steelers 31-25 to win Super Bowl 45 in Dallas. You remember they had all the bad weather in Dallas that week. Dallas has not hosted the Super Bowl since either, and that's 14 years ago. Believe it or not, Pittsburgh, with their 8th Super Bowl appearance, Green Bay was making their 5th Super Bowl appearance. Neither of these teams have made the Super Bowl since they played each other, and that was 14 years ago. That's hard to believe. This was the first Super Bowl without cheerleaders. Neither the Steelers or the Packers have ever had cheerleaders. They say the fans are there to watch a football game. First Super Bowl with no cheerleaders. Halftime show, by the way, of Super Bowl 45, the Black Eyed Peas. Birthdays. It's hard to believe. He's been dead for over 75 years, and yet still, Babe Ruth is universally considered the greatest baseball player of all time and one of the most important athletes and cultural figures in the 20th century. He permanently changed our nation's pastime by belting baseballs over the wall, and he became a legend. George Herman Babe Ruth, born in this state in 1895, died very young. He lived fast, died young. at the age of 53. He adopted a daughter with his first wife, Helen. The daughter was actually Babe Ruth's biological child by one of his mistresses. People were a little leery because they said, yeah, they adopted a kid, but boy, that kid sure looks like a lot like Babe Ruth. Babe Ruth had always thought he was born in 1897. Throughout his adulthood, he thought he was born in 1897. That's what he was told anyway. But when he applied for a passport to visit Japan in 1934, they found his original birth certificate, and it was discovered he'd been born 2 years earlier, and he didn't know. And his wins above replacement, Babe Ruth's WAR, which is the most important metric to determine the value of a player to a team, his wins above replacement is 182.6. That is by far the highest in history. It helped that he was one of the best left-handed pitchers of his time before he became a full-time outfielder, the legendary Babe Ruth, born in the state in 1895. The 40th president of the United States, Ronald Wilson Reagan, born in the state in 1911, died of Alzheimer's disease. It's been hard to believe he's been gone 21 years at the age of 93. Ronald Reagan, of course, was the first president who was divorced. While he was living in Los Angeles in 1937, he signed a contract to Warner Brothers. He made about 50 movies between 1937 and 1967. Most of them aren't very good, but some of them aren't bad. He was an informant for the FBI in the 1940s. He wasn't comfortable with it. This was during the first Red Scare. And the FBI paid him to tell the FBI who he thought were communists in the world of Hollywood. And sales of hearing aids and hearing aid equipment soared after Ronald Reagan admitted in 1983 that he used a hearing aid. It was considered a faux pas. He goes, I got to have a hearing aid. And all of a sudden, everybody said, hey, it's okay for Ron. It's okay for us. And finally, Tom Brokaw, the co-anchor of the Today Show. From 1976 to 1981, he was the anchor of the NBC Nightly News for 22 years, 1982 to 2004. Back in the day when Tom Brokaw was NBC News, Dan Rather was CBS News, and Peter Jennings was ABC News, one of the big three. Tom Brokaw, good author too, is 85 years old today. For Heat and Air, call Alpine Air. For Heat and Air, call Alpine Air. Ask about their Cash for Clunkers program. If your system isn't doing what it should be, or maybe it's just old, time for a new one, you can qualify for up to a $2,000 rebate. Alpine Air has all the details. Mike Mignotti's got an opinion coming up. You're going to hear from two more Apple Blossom Top 10 candidates, and Jenna Daly and Mia Tostado. That's coming up as well. But first things first, Charmalet the dog needs a home. It's Pause for Pets.
Hi, I'm Corley with Wenatchee Valley Humane Society, Animal Care Manager, and we have for you today Charlemagne. Charlemagne is our one-year-old Shar-Pei mix, and he is just delightful. He came to us a few months ago now, far too long ago, as a stray. He was so sweet. Somebody found him and brought him into us, and yeah, nobody came for him. Since he's been here, he's been a volunteer favorite. I just grabbed him from a volunteer who didn't want to give him up from her walk. Yes, and he's learning so many things. He's so smart and he really wants to please. He's super affectionate. Yes, he just wants to be with you all the time. You're the good boy. We do know he can be a little selective with dog friends. So as always, we encourage people to bring their own dogs in if they have them to meet a dog they're interested in. With cats, of course, we don't know because he's a stray. He really likes his tennis ball. He becomes just a flailing leg puppy when he goes to jump after it. It's really cute. Yeah, he's just like a really unique, cool dog. He's beautiful. Yes, so super playful. Yeah, super affectionate. Yes, and yeah, he needs a home. Yes, you do. Charlemagne is still learning his commands, but he's really smart. He seems to be picking things up really fast, what we are showing him. And I think it was just, you know, I think it wouldn't take him very long at all. Yes, you could learn lots of stuff. He's certainly eager to please. So if you'd like to come meet our Charlemagne, we are open 12:30 to 6, Thursday through Tuesday, or you can make an appointment online to come in on Wednesday.
Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at wenatcheehumane.org.
It's the NCWLIFE Community Calendar, a presentation of the Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center. The Cashmere Valley Bank Royalty Selection Pageant is Saturday, February 8th at the Numerica Performing Arts Center. 10 senior girls from the Wenatchee and Eastmont school districts will vie for the Royal Court and $31,000 in scholarships. Tickets can be purchased online or by visiting the PAX box office. And the pageant will be broadcast live on the NCWLIFE channel.
Community is more than just a place. It's the people, stories, and connections we share. At the Wenatchee World, we're your neighbors, your storytellers, and your trusted voice. From uncovering the issues that matter most to celebrating the moments that bring us together. We deliver the stories that keep the community moving forward. The Wenatchee World, your community voice, here every day.
When you've been in business for 40 years, it's because you understand change and you put members first, always. Now Works is announcing a change in their membership model. Up to 6 people on one membership that you can mix and match. The more people, the bigger the discounts. Introducing the Works shared membership model. One membership, friends and family and flexibility. Works, the cleanest, friendliest, most helpful gyms you and your friends will ever join.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, I just read a Facebook post from somebody I like and admire, always have. But the poster recounted a totally disagreeable contact with a local politician of a certain party. This poster then posted, and I quote, "This is why I think people of that party are callous and insensitive. It's because their leadership at both local and national levels, they act callous and insensitive too." Now what is it when you categorize all members of a group by behavior of some of the members of the group? What is that called? What do we call that? And why is it okay to condemn prejudice in others but justify it in oneself? This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
Are you hungry enough to eat the end out of a rhinoceros? I know how you feel. Come on out to Blueberry Hills. You'll have a great time. We've got excellent food, a feet on the furniture kind of experience, and we won't hustle you out of your table. If you want a real farm experience, make the trek to Manson to Blueberry Hills, where you sit, you pick, you eat, and you visit. So come on out and see what all the fuss is about. Blueberry Hills in Manson. It's where the world is coming to.
Highlander Golf Course and Grill, located in East Wenatchee, offers terrific views and challenging play for golfers at every skill level. From the golf course to the grill, you don't need to be a member to dine in style and play golf too. Highlander's well-groomed fairways and greens keep it difficult, yet friendly for your regular rounds of golf or a new destination for you and your out-of-town friends. Contact the Highlander Pro Shop today to schedule your tee time, outing, or tournament. Open 7 days a week, where everyone is welcome to play and eat.
getting the job done right is job one, you need construction equipment that's built right. With durable Kubota engines, more comfort, and the versatility to do it all. You need the Kubota construction lineup. Right now, write it off the lot and write it off your taxes for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 60 months or save up to $4,000.
Coverage of the 2025 Washington State Apple Blossom Festival on the NCWLIFE channel is brought to you in part by Merry Maids. Leaving your house cleaning chores to the caring team members at Merry Maids of Wenatchee is the easy way to have a completely clean home just the way you want it. For a free in-home estimate, call today, 509-293-4243. Thanks for joining us here on the NCWLIFE channel as we get to meet the top 10 candidates for the Washington State Apple Blossom Festival Royalty Selection Pageant. But we get a chance to talk to the ladies here, and today we're going to introduce you to Jenna Daly, who is the daughter of Craig and Tricia Field. Hi there.
Hello, it's good to be here.
Before I get to my list of questions, I want to give you the chance to tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I am a senior in high school this year, just like every other girl. I teach swim and dive. Well, not the dive parts most of the time, but I do coach swimming in the evenings. I work at Cot Camp Neck in the morning with Andy Cotcamp. He's a fantastic human being, and I'm just really happy to be here today.
Why did you decide to run for Apple Blossom?
I'd like to be a role model, truthfully. I never in a million years thought I would be doing anything like this. So to show someone else that they can do it while scared is my whole thing.
What was the switch that flipped for you to you say never would you ever do this, and here you are doing this?
It was that mandatory meeting. I walked in and I sat down and I said, you know what, I'm just gonna do it. I might be afraid and it's gonna be really scary, but I'm just gonna do it.
That's cool. So the law firm that you work at, what do you do there?
I do lots of different things. So sometimes I work with Andy. He does a lot of real estate, probate, wills, post-death kind of things. But I also work on our public contract for the CCDC, which is just all of our criminal and just public defender type things. So I learn a lot about our city.
Wow, that's impressive. So is it you're taking notes, you're filing, you're presenting documents? What type of actual work?
Well, I answer phone calls. I look over a bunch of different documents for both sides of the attorney world. And, yeah.
All right. So that keeps you busy.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So you coach swimming, but you coach like age, 10 and under?
Yes, 10 and under.
So what's the most challenging about that? I imagine there would be a lot.
Oh boy, I think getting them to listen, they're really excited to be there and I love it, but sometimes it's just like, you guys need to calm down.
And how hard is that in that environment? Because it's cacophonous, right? I mean, the sound is bouncing everywhere, and they're in water or head underwater, that type of thing. So how do you get them to actually hear you?
Sometimes it's a lot of yelling. I try to be nice. Sometimes it just isn't possible while you're yelling, though. You're just like, you have to get your head above water. Honestly, I think that's what I say the most. Head above water, head above water. I mean, at least 3 kids are under the water while I'm trying to talk.
My daughter was on the swim team in Eastmont when she went to school there, and I thought it was funny the coaches were outside the pool, yet they're doing all of the swim motions and stuff. And do you do that too? I mean, are you out of the pool going, okay, you need to do your arm like this? And
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I honestly think that's kind of the only way you can show them unless you're in the water with them, which during the summer I am. But yeah, during the winter months, I am outside of the water and I'm not getting in. So they're just going to have to figure it out with my air motions.
So from 10 years all the way down to what?
Usually about 5 or 6,
okay.
I think is our youngest.
Okay.
We do have a preteen program with Velocity. So if they're not quite ready for bronze, which is our 10 and under group, they'll go into preteen and start there.
What's your most prideful moment doing that?
Oh, honestly, I think it's watching them just figure it out. You can see the light switch just flip on. And they recognize, oh wait, this is how I'm supposed to do it. They just get so excited.
In this process, Apple Blossom, is there a part that you fear?
Oh, I mean, I think definitely, yeah, just being up on stage definitely can suck sometimes, but it's really exciting. I've heard a couple of the past top 10 people say, you know, you go up there and you black out, but you have so much fun, and I really feel that.
Okay, so the speech part, is it remembering the speech or is it just being up in front of all those people?
I think it really is a combination of the both. You know, you get up there, I remember walking up and going, okay, you have these few parts that you cannot miss. If you miss those, I'm gonna go backstage and like bang my head against a wall or something. So I think it's a combo of the two, and then you know everybody is there watching you and they wanna have you succeed. They wanna watch you do good. So that fear of like, okay, don't disappoint the audience, it's just, yeah, it's a lot sometimes.
So if I went to your best friend and said, okay, tell me about Jenna, what would they say?
She would say that I am incredibly energetic. You know, I don't know how to be quiet sometimes. So I think that's probably what she would say.
Okay. Do you want to mention who your best friend is? Or
oh,
do you
yes.
have more than one? We don't want to leave anybody out.
McKenna. Hi, McKenna. If you're watching this. But I just,
well, if she's
I
your
really
best
love
friend,
her.
she's going to be watching.
Of course, she has to.
That's good. So it may be related to McKenna, maybe not. What makes you laugh every time, no matter what?
Oh, McKenna. Seriously, she could walk into my house and just start raiding my pantry, and I would be hysterical, just on the ground. She comes in, she steals an applesauce from our pantry. Pretty much every time she's there, it's either that or our saltines. Yeah, her mom used to buy her the unsalted saltines, which I think really defeats the point of the whole cracker.
It kind of, it's called a saltine for a reason, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So having someone like that's got to be pretty important during this time, especially because it can be pretty stressful, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, she is my rock for sure. My parents actually have not heard either of my speeches. Well, I guess they have heard my first one now. They were there, but I refused to let them read it, look over it, see any part of it before it was time. So she's been helping me through. She's been helping me memorize and just get everything down and get ready.
How's your speech coming?
You know, I think it's going pretty good. I've had some positive comments from the people that I've, you know,
the
let
few
read
people
it.
you've let behind the curtain.
Oh yeah, three. Okay. That's my number.
What's the hardest part of this apple blossom process for you?
Oh, I think writing, for sure. You know, you write that first speech and now you get here and you're like, okay, what do I write about now? So I think that first part of it really was the most difficult part for me. In my first speech, I talk a lot about that perfection aspect of it. You want it to be perfect, but aiming solely for perfection is, you know, defeating the whole purpose of all of this. So taking a step back and realizing, okay, I'm gonna go up there and I'm gonna say what I wanna say, that is the most important part.
So you say that if you could trade places with someone, you'd trade places with Taylor Swift.
Yes.
Okay, why?
She is such a successful artist. You know, I would love to talk to her and get to know what she does before her concerts and before her different events that she does to set herself up for success. I mean, she had a $1 billion, you know, net gross tour this year. So it would be so amazing to get to meet her and know what she does every day.
But you're trading places with her, so you would be her for the day.
But I would still be learning all that stuff, though.
That's true. That's true. It's pretty incredible about what she did for the truck drivers and all the people behind the scenes.
Oh, yeah.
And if you don't know about that, you can read about that on Google. So, okay, Taylor Swift. All right. Can you sing like Taylor Swift?
Oh, no, absolutely not. Not even close.
Okay. All right. I just, wanted to check and see about that.
Oh, yeah,
Are you a fan of Travis Kelce, too? Or?
You know, I'm not a huge football fan, but I've kind of dipped my toes in now because of her.
Well, that's very Taylor Swift-like because she wasn't a football fan before she got to know
That's very
Mr.
true.
Kelce. Is there a question that you were preparing for that you hoped I would ask that I did not?
Honestly, no. I just kind of walked in and said, he's going to ask me some stuff, and I'm just going to respond. That's it.
Okay, well, fair enough. Jenna, best of luck in this whole process.
Yeah,
Congratulations on the top 10.
Yeah, thank you.
That's huge already. So
Absolutely.
I know you do well, and we'll see you again.
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right, there you go. Jenna Daly joining us, one of the top 10 candidates for the Washington State Apple Blossom Festival Royalty Selection Pageant, coming your way on Saturday, February 8th from the Numerica Performing Arts Center. We'll start our pregame, if you will, at 6:30, and then, of course, the pageant at 7 o'clock. Coverage of the 2025 Washington State Apple Blossom Festival on the NCWLIFE channel is brought to you in part by our platinum supporter, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling.
Craving fresh Asian comfort food? Steam Panda is Wenatchee's popular family-friendly Asian restaurant. They focus on providing guests with delicious, healthy, fresh, and natural dishes for an affordable price. Warm up with one of their many popular house-made soup dumplings, ramen noodles, or pho dishes. And make sure to ask about their lunch and chef specials on sushi rolls. Steam Panda's Hawaiian poke bowl and salads are excellent with your favorite boba tea. Stop by or order online at Steam Panda today.
Coverage of the 2025 Washington State Apple Blossom Festival on the NCWLIFE channel is brought to you in part by Together for Youth. They'd like to encourage you to dispose of unused and expired prescriptions to protect youth and the environment. Find a kiosk near you by visiting medproject.org. Thanks for joining us here on the NCWLIFE channel as we get a chance to meet the top 10 candidates for the Washington State Apple Blossom Festival Royalty Selection Pageant. Today we get to meet Mia Tostado, who's the daughter of Jose and Luz. Did I get that right?
Yes, you did.
Okay, all right. Well, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Before I get to my list of questions, I wanted to give you a chance to tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I am a senior at Eastmont High School, and I also attend Wenatchee Valley College.
How is that, especially now, trying to juggle the college and high school and all of that?
Surprisingly, I've actually made it work. My schedule has really worked around the Apple Blossom schedule, and it's taught me how to manage my time a lot better. I get home and I actually get my work done. There's no distractions, and I enjoy every part of it. Why did you decide to run for Apple Blossom? I was actually a little iffy about running for Apple Blossom. I was honestly scared because I was like, this is just something that's really important to our valley. But my mother actually, we had a conversation, and she made me realize this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. And I was like, why not just go for it? Had it been something you'd thought about for a while, or was it just something that came up that you got the paperwork and you went, maybe? I had thought about it. Last year, I knew some of the girls, and I was like, I really want to try that next year. But again, I was just too scared to do it, but I ended up doing it, and here we are now. So it was your mom that gave you that final, at least confidence, if not a push, to, you need to try this? Yeah, she did. She always tries to push me in any way, because she just knows that anything that I set my mind to, I can get done. Well, speaking of which, you told us in your bio that you are very prideful of the fact that you're first-generation college student in your family? I am, actually. Really? Yeah. Okay. And what does the rest of your family think about you being a college student? Oh, by the way, you're also a high school student. Yeah. What do they think about that? They are super supportive they've just been super supportive this whole time. They can definitely see how hard it can be, especially on me emotionally, physically, but they never fail to be there for me. They always reassure me, especially during the hardest moments, which is something that has just made it so much easier for me. It takes a village, doesn't it? It really does, and they're doing such a great job at it. That's awesome. So you also say in your bio that you like to cook. I do. Okay, so if you, Mia, were to cook something for me, what would you cook? I would have to cook, that's a great question. What do you like?
I'm open for anything. So if you
Anything.
have a specialty that you do or something that's really good that everybody goes, oh my gosh, Mia, this is amazing. So I would like to try that too. So what would that be?
It would definitely have to be, it's kind of like a side dish, but it would have to be arroz rojo, which is Mexican rice that we make and we have with almost every meal.
Okay.
It's something that my aunt taught me. Yeah, and I've actually perfected her recipe, and it's just one that never misses. I am the one that always has to cook it at home because everyone just loves it.
Okay, so what do you do with the rice? What do you put in there that makes it something special?
Well, it all has to do, my aunt always says, cook with love, because that is the key ingredient, and it's very true. I just love cooking. My whole family loves to cook, but I would say the process, it has to be very precise, and it's just our little family recipe.
Okay, you're not going to give up that recipe, I see. Okay,
Yeah, I
all
have
right.
to.
So I'll have to try your rice sometime.
Yeah,
Say
you
that
will.
again. What did you call it?
Arroz rojo.
Okay.
So it's red
See,
rice.
it sounds so much
Yeah.
better when you say it. So what in this process of Apple Blossom, you mentioned that you were kind of nervous about even attempting this. So what do you fear the most about this process?
What I fear the most is sometimes not having the answer right on the spot, because this is just the first time for me where I feel like the spotlight is really not just on me, but even the other 9 candidates. Just not having an answer on the spot is my biggest fear.
So
yeah.
if I went to your best friend and said, okay, tell me about Mia, what would they say?
She would say that I am a person who never fails to make you laugh. Every time that we're together, we laugh at least once, every single time. Yeah.
Would you like to say who your best friend is, or maybe there's more than one?
I would have to say my best friend her name is Stephanie. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Hi, Stephanie. Shout out to
Yeah.
Stephanie. Okay, so maybe it's Stephanie, maybe it's something else, but what makes you laugh every time, no matter what?
Every time, no matter what. It's the little inside jokes that we have. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Somehow they always just get brought up, and we just never fail to make each other laugh.
Okay, is a particular topic or just anything goes?
Anything goes, yeah.
Okay, all right. In this process, which is a lot for Apple Blossom Top 10, what is the hardest part for you?
The hardest part for me would be just having, again, such kind of a busy schedule. I really have to work my way around it, but I'm able to make it work. It's something that I've learned because I've never had such a busy schedule. So learning how to do a lot of things just in one day, it's been really rewarding to learn how to do that.
It helps having advisors, it helps having personnel like Darcy and Aaron and people like that, I imagine, to help keep you on task.
Oh
right?
yeah, they make it so much easier for us girls. I honestly, without them, I don't know how any of us would do it actually.
So you say, this is an interesting answer in your bio, that if you could trade places with someone, it would be Adam Sandler.
Yes.
Now that is a different answer. I don't think I've ever seen that one before. So why Adam Sandler?
Adam Sandler, because he's just such an extrovert. He really just is himself. He doesn't care what people have to say about him, or just in general, because I mean, there's always thousands of cameras on him, and he just does not care. He's himself, and I feel like today we care a lot about what people have to say about us and what they think, and I feel like just knowing what that feels like to just you do you, it would be an amazing experience for me.
It's pretty inspirational for his story that his parents were so supportive of him while he's having people saying, what are you doing, stand-up comedy, you're awful, this is horrible choice in life and things, that his parents kept propping him up and telling him he was the best and all that.
Yeah.
Parental help along the way, I imagine that you find that pretty important.
Yes, it really is. I feel like your parents' support is just a support that no one else can give you, really. It just, me personally, it just keeps me going every single day. They are my motivation for all of my goals and just who I aspire to be in life.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what question did I not ask you that you wanted me to ask you?
Oh.
I have not thought of that actually.
Okay, all right. So
Yeah.
you just came in, open book, ready to go.
Yeah.
That's
This is my first TV interview, so I was not sure what to expect.
Well, how did you think you did?
I think it went well.
Yeah, I think
it
you
was a
knocked
lot
it
better than
Good.
than I imagined.
Good. Well, Mia, best of luck in this whole process.
Thank you.
Congratulations on making the top 10. That's huge for a start, and
Yeah.
I know you're going to do well during this whole thing.
Well, thank you so much for having me today.
You bet. Mia Tostado here on the NCWLIFE channel, one of our top 10 candidates for the Apple Blossom Festival Royalty Selection Pageant, presented by Cashmere Valley Bank. It's coming your way here on the NCWLIFE channel on Saturday, February 8th, with our countdown to coronation at 6:30 and the pageant at 7 o'clock. Here on your local TV station, the NCWLIFE channel.
Coverage of the 2025 Washington State Apple Blossom Festival on the NCWLIFE channel is brought to you in part by Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center. Caught in a conflict, family, housing, business? Call Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center at 509-888-0957 for help. Global Car Care has the best customer service in the Valley. From the moment you walk in the door, their goal is to help you stay on the road, so you can keep doing what's important to you. Global Car Care certified ASE mechanics stand behind your automotive repairs.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection, but at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more from Les.
Hi folks, welcome to Save Mart. How can we help you today?
We're looking for a recliner.
Okay, right this way. Go ahead and move this chase on the other side. You can just
Great, I want that one. I like that one.
That's a great choice.
And I want this one as well.
Okay.
And I definitely want this one.
Ooh. You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
The agents of Kennedy Real Estate Group are committed to providing the ideal client experience. We believe in the power of relationships. Why? Because we don't just work here, we live here. From the nonprofits we serve, the parks where we play, and the local businesses we support, our team understands the value of living in the Wenatchee Valley. Let's begin your real estate story.
That's a gorgeous view up Lake Wenatchee way. Looks like there's still quite a bit of ice on the lake. It was 19 degrees when this show started. It's an hour later. It is still 19 degrees. We're done with any kind of that light powdery snow that we had intermittently over the last few days. Pretty much done with that. Maybe a little bit of light snow in the Cascades. That's really about it. Or the Idaho Panhandle. The big story really is going to be pretty chilly temperatures. Granted, our afternoon high, our normal high, this time of the year is 38 degrees as the days continue to get longer. Each day is getting about 3 minutes longer than the day prior, but cold. It's going to stay that way. In fact, if anything, it's going to get colder. One more look at your forecast from the National Weather Service. We'll have some high clouds today and some sun breaks, so we'll call it partly sunny skies and a high of 28. That's 10 degrees below normal. Overnight low tonight, 15. Our normal overnight low is 26, and guess what? That pattern is going to continue. In fact, our afternoon highs are going to be closer to our overnight lows. Quite a bit of sunshine. Dry on Friday with a high of 33. Quite a bit of sunshine on Saturday with a high of 33. We'll see maybe perhaps a few more clouds on Saturday than tomorrow. Sunday looks nothing but sunshine for Super Bowl Sunday and a high of 33. The overnight lows in the teens, and then we get really cold as that low pressure continues to spin off the Gulf of Alaska, and it spills all that cold air that's trapped up there right down into our neighborhood, and we're going to see overnight lows in the single digits by the middle of next week. That's it for us. Have a good and safe Thursday. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.